Hey, everybody. We have just started our webinar here. I'm Nick Wassenberg. I'll be taking you through a couple things as we get started. But first of all, let me say thanks for joining. I know we've got a bunch of customers, we have some prospects, we have some partners, some agency folks, good mix of people tuning in here today. And the purpose for today's session is essentially what it says here. Like, what does site search look like today? And what are we seeing from some of the trends, some of the feedback we're getting? What do we think it's going to look like in 2024? We also want to emphasize what we're hearing in terms of what our customers are telling us, why site search matters, why it matters now as much and maybe more than ever, and what's new, what's changing in terms of those expectations and for their website visitors and how they can analyze some of those results. I've got a couple people here with me today, Connor and Kirsten. They'll go through some of the trends and some of the real life experiences that our customers are using today. And we'll walk you through why it matters and what's new. So if we advance to the next slide, I just have a couple short comments. We pulled this little snippet together. I think it's harsh but true. For a lot of our customers, we work with a lot of government, we work with a lot of education, we work with a lot of nonprofits and other sites that have a lot of information. A lot of information that's dense. Sometimes it's in different domains, sometimes it's in different databases, sometimes it's hard to access. So that means that their visitors often use search to find what they need. And so the visitor experience that they're providing on their site really highly relies on the ability to have search work really well, to provide things fast and things that are relevant and things that are up to date. And so I think that is part of the reality that we see is the importance of search. And what we hear from our hundreds of customers on a daily basis is if their search isn't up to par, it's going to provide a pretty poor experience for their visitors, which has all sorts of knock-on effects, of course, for them achieving their goals, for them having successful visits, however they define that. We'll look at a few examples of that today, but that's really, those are the markets that we serve. And when Cludo really works well for people, it does provide a much better solution. But with all that in mind, there are some things that are new and some things that are evolving in terms of what the expectations are for search, and that's what we'll be showing you here today. So I'm going to advance and have a little bit more to show here. Okay, Kirsten, I think you're up next, right?
Yes, I am. Yep. So I'm going to talk about like Nick mentioned, some of the expectations that we're seeing in the search landscape. So we're really witnessing this shift in behavior of how people are finding information online, from using chat functions to short or long tail keyword searches. Web visitors are expecting to find information when and how they need to. Cludo's analyzed over 1 trillion search queries, and we're observing this range of 50 to 70% of website visitors choosing to search versus navigate, especially on content-dense websites. And this means that search, it needs to be fast, it needs to be accessible, and it needs to be reliable. So I'm going to keep going through just some of these expectations and the behaviors in search that we are seeing. With conversational AI and generative AI, this expectation of how searches should happen on your website is just continuing to shift in how people are navigating or searching on your website. So as we all know, in 2023, OpenAI launched ChatGPT, which had 1 million users after just 5 days. And at the beginning of 2023, it had an estimate of 100 million monthly users. And now today, almost 1 year later, it still has over 1 billion visits a month. So my point in showcasing these numbers is to really show that this isn't some tech fad or phenomenon. This is really a seismic shift in how people are interacting with technology and looking for information. Digital users today are more likely than ever to research on a website for information before sending an email, and certainly before picking up the phone to call. To put this into perspective, though, I'd like to just take a moment and have you think about your own search habits. So I'm going to put this scenario out there. Let's say, whoops, let me go back. So let's say you need to figure out when trash day is in your own neighborhood or your own city. I'm guessing that you wouldn't go to pick up the phone or send an email to ask, you'd go to the city's website and find that information. So once you're on the website, you may search in the search bar for garbage day and click into the first search result and find maybe the calendar of the date for your neighborhood. Your neighbor, who's also looking for garbage day, they may navigate to the chat function on the website and ask in more of a conversational way, when is garbage day for the warehouse district, the neighborhood that you're in? So both you and your neighbor are looking for answers in different way through different experiences, but you're expecting the same outcome, to know when garbage day is and get this information from the city website. So neither of these ways are better or worse than the other. It's just worth noting that this is a very common occurrence that's happening daily on websites across the globe. So this shift in search behavior coupled with the emerging technology means that expectations are at an all-time high. And we're already seeing the expectation to have multiple search experiences like the one I just mentioned to exist on one website. And this will grow into and through 2024. Meeting these expectations with technology means leveraging machine learning to deliver relevant results. And while machine learning is great for optimizing over time without having this constant oversight, we also at Cludo believe that the value of having control to better impact your experiences is actually invaluable. So you know your site and your visitors best, and having the ability to adjust for your content and for your visitors while leveraging AI ensure that results are always relevant and reliable. So adapting to these expectations, like as I mentioned, Cludo analyzes data and patterns from content-heavy websites. These websites often serve as a primary tool of communication. Some industries like government or member organizations, their website serves as a tool or resource for their visitors who are maybe not browsing, they're coming to the website maybe once or twice a year, and they're looking for something to a problem or a need that they have in that very moment. So the website, it needs to deliver and it needs to surface that relevant content. And so that's imperative. It's an imperative tool. And we see, websites also for higher education or manufacturing that have multiple audiences. They also need to be able to deliver to those needs. If you think about a university website, they have to meet the needs of alumni. They have to meet the needs of faculty, current students, first-year students, and even prospective students all in one site. So you remember when you go to a website search and you have a bad experience. You don't always remember when you have a great experience, but the bad search experiences you remember. And it's the same for these website audiences. The impact of bad search experiences, it tarnishes your brand, it reduces trust in your website and its content, and those have long-lasting impacts. We actually just heard from a customer recently before implementing Cludo years ago. People had a terrible search experience and they're still working to win back those people to their site and win back that trust in the content and that experience. So like part of this thing with understanding your web visitors and increasing that visitor satisfaction, it's important to keep in mind that your website serves as an extension of your team and it's available 24/7. Your website really serves as an advocate for your brand and your business. And so by knowing these patterns and trends that I just mentioned, you can improve that visitor satisfaction and adapting these website and search experiences to those needs. That impact will affect your brand, the visitor experience, and then ultimately it can impact your bottom line as well. So as you develop deeper understanding of your visitors, using data and insights from search to optimize how you deliver content, you can start to focus your time on more important tasks. So instead of fixing issues within your search or fielding complaints, you can understand and see content gaps or opportunities to promote new content. Maybe that's seasonal, maybe that's events. As a marketer myself, and as many of you may be as well, you know that we wear many hats. Our time is stretched thin, and owning the website may just be one piece of the job. And it's the same with developers or with small teams. And so you may rely on these tools to help you make decisions or even just make your job easier. So one question to think about today is, do you have or use tools that recognize these patterns? Can you easily adjust to these search expectations within your own site? So I'm going to actually pass it over to Connor now to kind of talk about how some of Cludo's customers across industries, across different websites are adapting to these needs and the way that they're doing that.
Yeah, thanks, Kirsten.
Mhm.
All right. So to kind of build on what Kirsten was saying, I'm going to be stepping through kind of like what this means for your own digital landscape, maybe a little bit more tactically. So something we know is that's going to be a constant is that you as an organization, you're going to continue to have multiple user touch points based off of different contexts. Now, these can be different websites, mobile applications, knowledge bases, help centers, maybe even internal resources for your own organization, your own employees. And this can even be as simple as something that is a different section of a website. Maybe, for example, for commercial users versus consumer users. So based off of these different contexts, we know that users are going to have different preferences and modalities for the way that they find information. In general, we can broadly bucket the way that users seek out information into two ways. The first way we can define as exploratory. So the best example that I can give of this is, say somebody is doing some product research. It's more likely that they're going to be combing through the website and using short tail keywords in order to get kind of a broad foundational understanding of either like a topic or the product that they're looking for. Now, if we compare that to known item seeking, this is where users know exactly what they're looking for, and they're trying to find a very specific piece of information. So in this use case, as it relates to search, they're going to compound and use long tail keywords in order to really hone in the search results of the information that they're going to be getting back. And so this is very similar to what we've been seeing with the advent of large language models like ChatGPT and the new expectation to be able to put in like a conversational style input, like kind of like, what's your phone number? Or what time do you open next Saturday? So in this instance, I know very distinctly, the piece of information that I'm reaching for, and I'm likely going to use a different approach to get that information. I have a couple of examples here in the next couple of slides that we can kind of step through. So if we just pretend for a second that I'm going on vacation and I'm actually going to Florida in Clearwater. And on this trip, I'm going to be bringing my canine friends, my doggos, with me. Now, where I live, it's very pet friendly, very dog friendly. And when I go on this trip, I want them to enjoy themselves as well. And so I really am going to be looking for a location for them to kind of burn off energy for the duration of the stay. So really what I'm looking for, what I'm wondering is, one, are there any dog parks where I'm vacationing? If there are any dog parks, what do they have like a couple of different locations, or is there maybe only one main one with where I'm staying? If there are more than one location, what different amenities do they have? Are there different rules or different dog sizes that they only allow? And really, like in my head, I'm not plotting out these different different questions, but I'm in kind of like a discovery mode. So I'm kind of going to scavenge and collect as much information as possible, so that I can just get that kind of broad foundational understanding. So in this instance, you can see in the video that I used naturally a very short and concise set of keywords in order to get that information or maximize the amount of information that I got back. So in pretend mode again, we'll say that I'm getting closer to the trip and I reach out to a friend of mine that lives in the area, and we're trying to set up some dinner reservations. And I learned, hey, they have some canine friends as well. And we decide that we're going to try and find a dog-friendly place. That way we don't have to have them cooped up for the evening. So this time when I go to do my research, I'm going to increase the amount of keywords, or really the requirements that I put into the search, in order to really hone in the type of results that that I get returned. And as you can see, I really pose my search more so as a question versus just using a concise set of 1 or 2 keywords to get different web pages back. Now, we've been seeing this this trend even before 10 months ago, with the advent of things like ChatGPT or other AI chat tools, Bard, Bing Chat, and all the others. But we can see now that a new bar has actually been set with this kind of like big public release. So now, nearly everyone that's connected is growing more accustomed to this more efficient way of accessing information, and doing so in kind of like a more natural way of describing what they need or what they're looking for. And this is where we, Cludo, have stepped in to kind of help bridge this gap between search and AI chat, and making it extremely easy for our customers to use the existing data that they have indexed today to fuel an intelligent Q&A chatbot on their website. And now I have an example right here up on the screen running with the video of the chatbot that we have on Cludo's public-facing website. But what you'll see is I'm able to get both broad discovery type questions answered, as well as follow-up questions for resources and specific details. So this is something that is currently that we have available, and it really requires no further in-depth configuration from our customers over what they currently do in order to index their web apps or websites. Now, for a good blend between these kind of 2 different methods of seeking out information is using a more guided modality of curating information. And really what this looks like is lending a hand to users by leading them through a step-by-step process to help them kind of taper in the set of results that they get delivered back to them. So you can kind of think of this as like a guided search or a guided navigation. So this method is really useful when a website either has an overwhelming amount of information, or they have different distinct categories of information that they have available to a user. So for example, say a university website has very general information, right, on the university, but they also have very distinct information about different programs and academics that are available that people can learn more about. And so what we have done is put together a product that we call Guided Conversations, where we help our customers define what those different steps can kind of look like, and then show how users can help filter down the information. This can take many different shapes. It can look like what you see on the screen, which is a free-form search field with everybody is used to right now, to different filtering buttons and click downs and drop downs to really get to the collection of information that they're looking for. All right, so up until this point, we really have been talking most directly about the user experience and kind of like the front end of what users and site visitors are going to be engaging with. But really the back half of adapting to the way your users engage with your digital touchpoints is being able to make meaningful changes to help deliver the content and services that they're looking for and that you as an organization provide. And so as marketers, I accidentally advanced there. As marketers, you're constantly bombarded with different types of analytics and data points, which make finding the most critical insights very challenging. And so with Cludo, not only can you use AI and machine learning to continually refine the performance of search, but you can also help it use it to help you cut through the noise of analytics that you're receiving. And so with the product that we have that's called Actionable Recommendations, we're going to help you save time while optimizing the search experience in a very efficient way. And so the way that we do this is by offering up recommendations based off of the behaviors that we see your users engaging in your search, of making those different, making different refinements and making recommendations of tools that you can apply to really help with that search performance. So what's next? What can you guys be doing right now to really adapt to some of these new changes in the search landscape? With that, I'm going to kick it over to Nick.
Thanks, Connor. It's a big question. Like, obviously what we saw today is a lot of options, a lot of things that we could do on the website, and it's part of the fun of building and maintaining and optimizing a website is having the ability to do a lot of new things and add changes and see what the reactions are to your visitors when you make those changes. So I'd encourage you, step one is really look at your own site and understand what you want to achieve and what you want to try and modify your site to address some of the challenges and trends that we talked about today. So that could mean we talk to people that have no site search at all. And we also, on the other end of the spectrum, talk to people that are already developing their own ChatGPT on-site experience. So obviously everyone is in their own position in terms of where their site is today and where they want to take it. So it starts with understanding your visitors, understanding the behaviors of your visitors, and thinking through the goals that you have today and the goals that you'll have in the future for your site. I think the next piece that I'd encourage you to do is to take more time take the time that you need to check out Cludo.com. We have a ton of the details on what goes into our analytics, how to read them, how often they're updated, what the power is behind them, as well as what goes into those actionable recommendations that Connor highlighted. I think really, really powerful to think through those in terms of what you don't have today. Oftentimes we talk to our customers that aren't looking at or aren't getting the insights that they need about what their visitors are actually doing when it comes to search. So we can help fill in some of those blanks. We can get you started and start to look at start to observe some of the behaviors that are likely on your site. And you can certainly read and search for the different analytics that are on Cludo.com. And then the other thing that I'd encourage you to do, if this is of interest to you, is visit Cludo.com and see some of the experiences. On there, you'll see more details around the stories of our customers, some highlighting the tourism industry like we saw today, as well as education, government, nonprofits, banking, and other industries, again, where we have a lot of customers that are in need of really, really good site search that we provide. So those experiences, you can go, and part of the advantage is you can go to their sites too and see what those experiences are like and start to frame what your own website could be and changes that you may want to make. When you get to that point, in advance here, a couple more. When you get to that point, let us know how we can help. Like, set your own goals, contact us if you want to hear more about how those goals line up with how site search can work for your site. We have a few paths for implementation. If you're on the agency side, if you're on the partner side, we can work with you on that side, in that way, to either provide APIs or work with you directly to enable your customers to install some of the Cludo technology. And if you're a webmaster and a marketing person that's in control of the website yourself, we can work with you directly as well. So a few different modes. It really comes down to, like, let's think about what the future will hold. Let's understand what our visitors are expecting when it comes to our website, and in turn our site search on our website, and align on that going forward. We're here to help. We've got more examples. And the other thing I will say, just as in conclusion here, the this bit of trend information was fairly high level. We got into a little bit of the themes. This will be something that we continue to dig deeper into. And obviously the behaviors that we are seeing from our customers and our customers' website visitors will continue to change as well. We're seeing thousands and thousands of searches every second that we are able to observe and help our customers observe. So we're going to continue to observe and share the trends with the community, so we can all kind of understand where visitor behavior and expectations are going. So this is kind of the starting point to us sharing more trends and sharing our point of view a bit too. So I'd like to thank you all for being with us today. If you have questions, you know how to reach us. And hopefully we can continue the conversation, and stay tuned for the next set of trends. Thanks.